So I wanted to start doing something where I just kind of, get thoughts out, get my thoughts and some of the things I have in my brain out. And some people have said to me that they like to hear some of the things I talk about and some of my positions on stuff. So I guess I'm gonna start recording that for a little bit from now, just in case anybody wants to listen. Um, but this is something that's been on my mind recently, and it's the idea of racism versus racist ideas. Because I think when people hear the word racism and race, they get things confused. Like they get a mix up between what is racism and what is a racist idea. For there's a very common phrase that black people can't be racist, and that all white people are racist. This is something that gets thrown around a lot, and people get very upset about that. They go, "Oh, well, I've experienced racism from black people or from people of color all the time." I don't know why I went southern with that. Or, you know, I am not racist. I may be white, but I'm not racist. But I never had a racist bone in my body. This and that. But I think it's because people don't know the difference between the sociological view of racism versus perpetuating or believing racist ideas. So, the sociological view on racism is that racism is prejudice plus power. Prejudice is to have an idea of a certain group or ethnicity or races, superiority, inherent superiority or inferiority, and power is the ability to exercise that prejudice without suffering it many or suffering very little consequences. So when someone says that white people are racist, what they're really saying is because we live in a white dominated society, that white people have the power to act on prejudiced ideas without a lot of consequences. That being said, the concept of a racist idea is different. A racist idea is an idea of a group's or any group's inherent superiority or inferiority, just like prejudice. That being said, anyone can have and perpetuate a racist idea. Anyone. As a matter of fact, everyone. Everyone has or perpetuates racist ideas. That is a symptom of being in a racist society. Black people, white people, any ethnic group can and does use and perpetuate racist ideas, even within their own communities and ethnic groups. So, a black person can have a racist idea against a white person or a prejudice against a white person. Can they enact enact racism from a sociological viewpoint? No, they do not have the power because they are not in a society that is dominated by them. Do they have a racist idea? Yes. Is that racist? Is that racism? No, it's a racist idea. With that being said, does someone have to have a racist idea, which we all have, but racist idea to be racist? And that is a no. Because if you benefit from a racist system, if you are in power in a racist system, you do not have to outwardly present a racist idea. That's what people are trying to get at when they say there's not a racist bone in my body. They're saying that I do not openly perpetuate racist ideas. However, you benefit from the perpetuation of racist ideas. and that makes you racist. But the issue comes, there's such a negative connotation on the the name of racist. We hear racist and we think you are a bad person. You say that person is bad. That person is a racist. They are bad. Racism is bad. Benefiting from a racist society, it may not be your choice, and you may not be wanting to like do it, but benefiting from a racist society is bad. Does that make you a bad person? No, not necessarily. There are bad people who are racist. They are openly perpetuating racist ideas, who are advocating for genocide and subjugation and oppression. Those are bad people. But there are good people who benefit from privilege. And what makes you a good person, if you benefit from privilege and makes you a good person, is you using that privilege, using your power to actively promote anti-racist ideas. That means stepping out of your comfort bubble and actively fighting racist ideas. Recognizing when you have a racist idea. And this is something that everyone should do. You should think about if when you're having a racist idea, whether it's against another race or even your own, where the idea comes from, why is it racist, and how do I stop it? Because like I said, you can have a racist idea against your own ethnicity. Black people have racist ideas against their own ethnicity all the time. Chris Rock's famous nigga versus with the hard R speech, that's a racist idea. That is a racist speech. And it's coming from a black man. The idea that, it's not nigga versus nigga with the hard R. It's a, like, black person versus nigga. Sorry, I fucked it up. But it's the idea that certain types of black people are not good enough. And other black people perpetuate these ideas all the time. The idea that a quote unquote hood black person is not a real black person, or that not a good black person, or a black person that isn't Christian, isn't black, or isn't the right type of black person, or that a lighter person or a blacker person or a darker person isn't the right kind of black person. That kind of gatekeeping are racist ideas. Even some of the more positive things, quote unquote positive, like the idea of black people having some innate soul, that we're more in tune to music and stuff, or even a lot of the sexual connotations of being black or being anything really. Those are racist ideas. Those are racist ideas. They come from negative connotations about race. They evolved from negative things that they put onto black people. And black people hold and perpetuate those same racist ideas. But the point is to notice what they are, figure them out, know where they come from, and try to actively fight against them. And that's what a lot of people don't do. Now, as like I was saying earlier, if you are a person that benefits from a racist society, which we live in a racist society, that's just how it is, because the people in charge wanted people like them to stay in charge. That's what it was. So they created barriers to keep people who weren't like them in certain places. If you benefit from a racist society and you benefit from racist ideas, it is up to you to very purposefully fight those racist ideas, to put out anti-racist ideas, to do things to eliminate the idea that certain ethnic groups or races or religions or whatever are inferior or superior to another. Because it's not true. Nobody's superior or inferior to anyone. But it is up to you, it's up to all of us to put that out there, to make sure everyone knows, to be vocal mouthpieces for that. So, if you're a white person and someone goes, because you're white, you are racist, your response should be yes. Unfortunately, unfortunately, I benefit from a racist society. I benefit from white supremacy. I benefit from privilege. And with that, I am going to try to work, or I am working to perpetuate anti racist ideas and thoughts. I am actively working to use my privilege I have to benefit those who don't. I am actively working and trying to work for an even playing field, as we all should be. But of course, a lot of white people, you get offended because you hear racist and you hear racist and you think, I'm not a bad person. I'm not a bad person. You're not a bad person. You benefit from something bad. We all benefit from things bad. I'm a black male. There are things against me, most definitely. However, I do benefit from male privilege at times. I may not benefit so much in a white male dominated location or setting, but amongst black people in the black community, I benefit from male privilege. I have to call that out. I have to recognize it, and I have to openly fight against it. We all benefit from structures of oppression in different ways. Whether you're white or not white, cis, non cis, straight, not straight, male, female, or even male, female, or gender binary. You know, you benefit from structures that are in place that may not are not great. They're oppressive. But with that being said, you have to notice that you benefit from those things. You have to recognize your privilege and actively fight against it. And yeah, that may be against your own interest. That's exactly against your own interest. However, it's not. It's for the interest of humanity as a whole. That's what we're fighting. That's what you want. You want everyone to be on the same level. You want everyone to have opportunities. You want. We want an even playing field. And like I said, that means that you will likely have to, you know, work against what may be your own best interest. However, it's for the better interest of humanity in general. So that's just, like I said, that's my thoughts on racism and the differences between racism and having and formulating racist ideas, and how do you respond to someone, especially if you're white, someone calling you racist. And for people who may, or for just everyone in general, to understand that everyone has a racist idea. Everyone perpetuates a racist idea. Everyone. This is something that is, like I said, it's a symptom of racist society. It's just how it is. But we have to do better. We have to be able to fight. We have to fight against what may be ingrained into us. Yeah, so I may be doing more of these. These are just like little thought posts. Maybe somebody will listen. If you have anything you want to hear me talk about, you know, you can comment or let me know. But adios.